Create a new fantasy team each week with SPITCH and track the progress of your players in real time with live up to stats. Enter free-to-play or paid entry tournaments and win real money. Download SPITCH today for free. Register and play via the link in the description. We've still got the game between Man United and Brighton tonight, but as it stands, a score of 34 points in Game Week 25 has seen a drop down to 48k. Alexander-Arnold kept the only clean sheet in defence, as Cancelo was given a rare rest in Man City's 4-0 win over Norwich. It was another nightmare of a performance for Spurs, who found themselves 2-0 down after just 18 minutes against Wolves. A shift in formation saw Ben Davies operate at left-back for the majority of the game, where he was able to venture forwards a little bit more, creating 2 chances. Bowen is the only man with a return amongst midfielders. He played a direct hand in both goals as West Ham came back late on to draw 2-2 with Leicester. But it was another worrying performance from Rafinha, who was hooked off at half-time in a 3-0 defeat to Everton. And it's a familiar story up front, with all 3 forwards unable to get on the score sheet. Watford failed to score for a 4th successive match. So it's down to the 3 United players to salvage things in their second fixture against Brighton. But let's look ahead to the transfer plans ahead of Saturday's Double Gameweek 26 deadline. It's set to be a fairly straightforward couple of moves. Bruno Fernandes will make way for Mo Salah ahead of back-to-back home matches against Norwich and Leeds. It's no secret that the Egyptian will be a strong triple captain contender this week, and that's exactly what I intend to do. He's yet to score in 120 minutes since his return from AFCON, but has racked up a 0.98 expected goal involvement figure, with 2 big chance involvements. I'll also be taking another 4-point hit to replace Cristiano Ronaldo with Harry Kane. The last couple of matches for Spurs have been discouraging, but the England captain has been heavily involved throughout, and unlucky not to get a return. In the last 4 game weeks, he's taken a league-high 21 shots, and only Raheem Sterling can better his 2.85 expected goals figure. Meanwhile, only Fred and Rafinha can better his 2 big chances created. For me, it's not just about the double game week. Spurs have good long-term fixtures, so he's a player I can see me holding on to until I play the second wildcard, which should be sometime around game week 31 or later. So Ronaldo and Fernandes out for Kane and Salah is the plan, and here's how the team is set to line up. Ramsdale is one of 9 double game week players in the team this week, and Arsenal have a particularly attractive pair of fixtures from a defensive perspective. Brentford and Wolves each rank amongst the bottom 5 teams for goals per game this season. Alexander-Arnold is certain to keep his place, but there's a dilemma with the 2 remaining spots, with Chelsea and Rudiger making a return to Premier League action this weekend. I can't bring myself to bench Cancelo, even if he does have a tougher fixture on paper. No defender has taken more shots this season, and only Alexander-Arnold can better his 3.91 expected assists figure. Ben Davies doesn't fill me with confidence. I'm open to benching him for Rudiger, but it's that Burnley fixture that is most appealing for him. They've scored an average of just 0.25 goals per game in the last 4 game weeks, with only Watford faring worse. Jarrod Bowen is set to be the only other player without a double game week in the side this week, as West Ham host Newcastle. Only Dan James has fired more than his 11 shots in the last 4 game weeks, amongst midfielders. Diogo Jota and Rafinha both had their minutes managed last game week, so hopefully are well placed for game time here. The Leeds midfielder has been far from his best since his recent return from international duty, but has still created 3 big chances in the last 4 game weeks, and only Bruno Fernandes can better his 1.68 expected assists figure. Supporting Harry Kane up front will be the 2 Watford forwards, Dennis and King. In the last 5 game weeks, King's tally of 11 shots from open play ranks 3rd amongst forwards, only trailing João Pedro and Kane. Aston Villa and Crystal Palace have conceded an average of 1.6 goals per game in that time, with just 5 teams faring worse. For me, captaincy is a very easy one this week. I can understand those looking at Alexander-Arnold as an alternative, but the opportunity to use a triple captainship on Mo Salah with those 2 home fixtures, and with the form he's been in this season, is just impossible for me to turn down. He's averaged 8.6 points per 90 minutes this season compared to Trent's 7.2. Against what we could call the traditional top 4 opposition, I'm including Man United over West Ham for this stat, Norwich this season ranked 19th for goals conceded per game, with an average of 4, and Leeds ranked 20th, with 4.5 goals conceded per game on average. So for me, despite clean sheet potential, the ceiling is much higher with Salah.